Hey y'all, say y'all, peace and Palo Santo Sticks. It's your girl Divinely Lika. Today we're going to do a reading from my lovely Leos. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, a little irritated, just a little bit, only because the enemy's really been working. This is not my first time doing y'all reading. I was like 11 minutes in, and no, matter of fact, I was 14 minutes in, and then I noticed that I froze. Like, the timer was still going, but myself, I froze. So then when I went to go stop the video and go back, it actually is no recording there whatsoever. So I look at it as the enemy's trying. This is the second zodiac sign I've done tonight. Virgo's was interrupted too at like 11 minutes, and I had to come in and record again. And it kind of makes me mad because I don't want to, my thing is, if Spirit's trying to get a message across, I don't want to reshuffle because I don't want to miss the message. But if you're familiar with my channel, I don't ever come on camera with cards already laid out. Like, I like to let y'all see me shuffle. I like to let y'all see the cards fly out because I'm somebody who takes flyers when I do readings. So yeah, that kind of pissed me off a little bit, but I'm getting my energy back right because I want to show it for y'all, and that's just what that's just what it is. And I don't want to let my energy fuck up the energy of the reading. So we gonna get it back right, okay? All right, but we only did get 3 cards that flew out so far, so we'll go from there. Now I don't know how other readers determine which zodiac sign they're going to do a reading for, start with, or do next, but I kind of ask Spirit what zodiac sign needs to hear a message the most, and I let them pick for me. I just kind of go off my tarot deck. So obviously there's your symbol. We did get Leo, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is just all about patience and perseverance. And then the other word that screamed out to me was that time heals all wounds, okay? All right, and patience. Something about patience. I just keep hearing that. But let me just, get my space right, because, oh, man, the enemy's fucking playing with me today. Keep fucking cutting my readings out. Divine Spirit, God's angels, ancestors, cosmic family of the brightest love, light, healing, prosperity, and protection. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, please just protect my space. Protect my space. Any dark energy trying to interfere with my readings, please just remove them from my space. Return it back to sender. Any dark magic, evil eye being sent my way, return it back to sender. Any dark magic, evil eye being sent to the way of my Leos, please just return it back to sender. Thank you so much, Spirit. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. But let me get into the cards that came out, y'all. I'm so mad because, when the messages come out, I don't just give y'all the messages on a card. I give y'all my intuitive messages too, and they just come to the top of my head. But anywho's, let me just show y'all what came out so far. So the first card we have is the Runner, okay? Wait, first, before we can get into that, all of my messages are timeless, meaning that they can apply to past, present, or future. I could be talking about, I may be saying you, and I'm actually talking about the person in your energy, like the person that you're actually in love with. Or I could be talking about your person and actually talking about you. So, just flip and switch the roles as they apply to your situation and use your discernment. But anyway, the first card we have is the Runner card. And it says Runner in codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. So I do believe that you may have been dealing with a person who's the runner in a relationship. They may fear intimacy. Maybe they like more of a level of freedom, or they let their ego get in the way of their actual emotions. I do consider your ego being your more low vibrational side of yourself. So yeah. Anyway, then the next card we have was the Mask card. And it says, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. So maybe this is somebody who gaslighted you. Gaslit you a lot. Maybe this is somebody who would like to gaslight you a lot. But overall, I am hearing that I'm feeling like this is somebody who wasn't actually showing you their true self. Like, maybe when y'all first got together and you first fell for them, it's like, they were a certain way. And then later on into the relationship, when you start getting more comfortable with each other, or they realize that they got you, they really got you locked in, maybe they start to show another side of themselves. I'm also hearing that that maybe their mask fell off. Like, you know, whatever type of persona they were trying to keep up, at some point it was a little hard for them to keep up with that persona anymore. And then you got to actually see their true colors. Yeah. Okay. The next card we had was healthy choices. And it's health. It says making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, being happier. And when I see this card, I just feel like, if this isn't where you're at already, I don't know if this relationship has come to an end or if you're still in this relationship. But because we did get the runner card, I do feel like if your person is the runner, then that means you would be the chaser. Right? And being that you would be the one who's a chaser in a relationship, that gives me the feeling of you would be the one who gave more in this relationship, whether it be physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like, you've given a lot to this relationship, and you probably dealt with somebody who wasn't very appreciative of it. And because of that, I do believe that Spirit is telling you that it's actually time for you to take a step back and love on yourself. Because here's the thing, we can be in these relationships like if you're in a relationship where you're pouring, and it's just like making an investment. Like, you're in a relationship where you're pouring into this person so much, or you're doing so much for this person, you're going above and beyond because you genuinely love them. And you're not somebody who fears showing your emotion. We're talking about Leos right now. Leos are very strong, fiery, passionate. I don't believe a Leo is a person who struggles with showing their love, unless we're dealing with a very wounded, hurt Leo. But outside of that, you guys are very passionate. You guys go above and beyond to show your love. So to be with a person who, in my eyes, is not very appreciative of it, obviously because they fear intimacy and they're more in their ego self than their higher self. And you know, like I said, I feel like your ego self is more of the low vibrational side of yourself. So, like, for example, like, you may really love somebody, you know, but out of fear of seeming vulnerable or seeming like you care too much, you'd be like, oh yeah, let me play it cool because I don't need nobody to think I'm on a dick, or I'm sweating them like that, or whatever it may be. Like, that comes from your ego self. That is not your true, those aren't your true emotions. That may be like the wounded, unhealed version of yourself. That is your ego self. So we all have two different sides, our ego side and our higher self. Because I've seen two masks, it kind of like masks, and I see two different masks, it did give me that feeling like your person may not actually show you their true emotions. But all in all, it's like, you know, where you could be compassionate about that. Like, okay, maybe I'm just dealing with a person who struggles to show their feelings. At the end of the day, it still leaves you in a situation where you're giving more than what you get back. And I think that's why Spirit is guiding you to just make healthier choices as far as just loving on yourself. Because, you know, you can give when you're in a situation where you're giving so much of yourself, or you filling everybody else's cup and not filling your own, you're left feeling depleted. Like, you're left feeling depleted. You're left feeling unappreciated. And I'm going to be honest with you. As somebody who's been in different relationships where I've been hurt different ways, whether it be somebody chose to be with somebody else or cheat, or rather it be a situation where I've just given so much of myself and somebody didn't appreciate it. I'm going to be perfectly honest with y'all. Not being appreciated hurts like fuck. That is definitely up there with being cheated on, heartbreak, for certain. That shit hurts like shit, to give so much of yourself and it not be appreciated. You know what I'm saying? That fucking hurts. And then you're giving all this to a person who fears intimacy, a runner. You know what I'm saying? When shit gets too real, you want to run. We're dealing with a Leo, so you're passionate. You're the strength card. You're all about fighting. You'll fight. But you deal with a person who's a runner, they're fucking weak. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, the complete opposite of a Leo. Leos ain't runners. Like, and if they run into the action, they ain't running from it. That's a fact. That's the actual motherfucking factual. But yeah, so let's see what else. Tell me more, Spirit, for Leos. Tell me more. Yeah, Spirit is just saying, you know, it's just time to take a step back. Even if you're like, I don't know if you're with this person or not, or if you separated from this person, but Spirit is guiding you to get away from this person and love on yourself. They fear intimacy. They want to run off. Let they ass run is what I'm hearing. Don't fight for it. Don't fight. If something like, because here's the thing, boom, understand we're in a Mercury retrograde right now, right? So if y'all are separated, if we're in a Mercury retrograde and if y'all are separated. So Mercury retrogrades kind of work like this. It's like stuff comes back around. Like stuff just kind of, it's like a recycling is how I look at it, right? So you might have old friends pop about the woodworks. You'll have old lovers pop about the woodworks. But most importantly, what happens during Mercury retrogrades, if there was a lesson that the universe was trying to teach you before and you didn't learn it before, it's going to spin the bin again. So because it's very likely for if you separated for this person and for old flings to come back around in a Mercury retrograde. And don't get me wrong, it's not by yourself. Your old emotions will also resurface. So if there's somebody you might have thought you got over, or you've been doing good at distracting yourself and not thinking about them, it's very likely for a Mercury retrograde to maybe have those old feelings arise to an extent. But understand, when this comes back around, it's coming in the form of a lesson. It's not coming around in the form of it's time to give this person another chance, or maybe we should give it another try again. Now, don't get me wrong. We all have free will. We can determine to do whatever the fuck you please. But the reality of the situation is, like I said, lessons come back around. So if you come and you do the same lesson again, you taking that same person back the same way they left, you gonna end in the same results over and over again. Which is why Spirit is telling you to just choose yourself, loving on yourself right now. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more for the Leo. Tell me more for Leo. Too many at one time. I don't do all that. I don't do all that. Tell me more for Leo, Spirit. What's the energy I'm getting so far? And I'm hearing, you know, I'm speaking to, you know, I don't ever expect my like messages to apply to every Leo, because I just feel like we're all on different timelines. So I believe I'm speaking to some Leos who have already left this situation, who's already been through this, left this situation, decided to make healthier choices for themselves. I'm speaking to some Leos who may be contemplating leaving and haven't left yet. And I may be speaking to some who's like, this may be way in the future for you. Way in the past, way in the future, or this is your present. Alright, tell me more, Spirit. Damn, it's like I keep shuffling and keep saying heartbreaking when I look up at the camera. Alright, tell me more for Leo, Spirit. Got my energy right back. The enemy tried to come in and mess up my little reading the first time, but it's alright. It's alright. Sometimes I be nervous, like times where my videos cut out. Because, you know, sometimes my intuitive messages, they just come to me. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover it again like I did in the last one. I don't know if I want to take this one because it fell face down on the floor. I really don't take it when they fall face down. But I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it because I feel like Spirit is trying to go somewhere with this one. It says self-indulgence. Focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. You know, when I was just saying earlier, like you were dealing with somebody like not being appreciated is one of the fucking, it's just, it hurts. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And I can really imagine how it feels for a Leo, because I know Leos are passionate and I know how hard Leos go. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, Spirit is saying it's time for you to do shit to appreciate yourself. Now, better yet, Spirit is saying, imagine if you took all of that energy, all of that passion that you've put into other people and put it back into yourself. Just imagine what your life would look like. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, I felt that one heavy. Okay, Spirit, talk heavy then. Talk heavy, Spirit, because that's what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, we also have to understand every stage in our life is not supposed to consist of dating somebody either. So I'm just getting a real self-love, lift yourself up type of vibe for my Leos right now. I wanted to say Virgo, my bad. All right, tell me more for Leo. Tell me more for Leo. Anything else for Leo Spirit? Anything else for Leo Spirit? Oh my God. Yo, like, here's what's so crazy, y'all. I promise y'all the first reading that I did for y'all before it cut off, like, okay, obviously I didn't even see it, but when the mask card, when I seen, before the mask card flew out, I felt that it was going to come out. Because there's times, like, I'll shuffle. Like, y'all see I'll shuffle on camera or whatever. I'll shuffle on camera, and then there may be a card that show itself on the back. Sometimes I'm looking at myself in the camera, sometimes I'm not. But when I looked up at the camera, the mask card showed itself. When I was looking at the camera, shuffling earlier too, like, cause obviously I shuffle a couple different times before I pull cards. I don't just shuffle once and pull. When I was shuffling earlier and I looked at the back, I happened to look up at the back of the deck, the fucking Grim Reaper showed itself. This is over. Okay, so the Grim Reaper, it says, this relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Spirit is like, no. No. You were dealing with a false person. You're dealing with somebody who wasn't actually showing you their true self. So I'm hearing whoever it is you thought you fell in love with in the first place was never who they portrayed themselves to be any motherfucking way. So you not like where you may be grieving, where you may think you're grieving that person. You're actually, and if you are even grieving, you may not be grieving anymore at all. But like I said, I'm speaking to Leos in different timelines, right? So even where you may think that you're grieving that particular person, you're not actually grieving them. You're grieving the act of what they showed you. You're grieving what they portrayed to be, not who they truly are. So you're not really grieving them. What you're grieving is almost like an illusion. You're grieving an experience, basically. Something you experienced. That's sad. That's actually fucking sad. If you've been in this relationship for a long time, like, this is actually fucked up. It's fucked up. This is actually fucked up. Anything else, Spirit? Camera, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories. I'm hearing making new memories. You may be reminiscing on this connection right now, like I said, because we are in a Mercury retrograde, and it just makes old feelings come to surface. On the back of the deck, we have breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Right now, you may feel abandoned. You actually may feel like, for some Leos, this actually triggered an abandonment wound with you. I'm hearing some of you actually held on and you fought so hard for this person because of fear of abandonment. And the worst person that you can, if you're somebody who has a fear of abandonment, this is the worst type of person to be in a relationship with. A fucking runner. And I'm gonna be honest, I done been here, so I know what this shit feel like. It hurts. It really fucking hurts. Yeah. So it kind of like, sometimes it's like a double whammy being like a reader, like somebody who can channel energy like this, but then I'm an empath, so I feel like I put myself in the shoes of the people that I'm doing a reading for. So I'll be right here feeling sad with y'all, and it's actually, it just I don't like it. I don't like it. And then when I pick up a card and the card I see is heartbreaking. That's how I feel right now, like, for y'all. Like, it's me, but it's, I've been here, so I know what this is like, and it sucks. It sucks. All right, so let me see what it is that Spirit wants me to give you as some overall advice to close out this reading, because that's what I'm about to do at this point. I gotta be so careful with these cords over here, y'all. I have to buy another webcam, And it's so messed up how things happen. Like, I finally upgrade and I get me a cool mic. But now that I got the mic, now my camera want to act up. Like, the fuck? But yeah, y'all. It's gonna be okay for the ones, and then, you know, the ones that I'm feeling for right now are the ones who are just coming out of the situation or are still in it. Because that means you haven't even got to the part where you got to let it burn and let it hurt for a second. But this is a chapter that needs to close out. You just have to understand that the person or whatever it is that you feel like you're heartbroken over, it's not really, it wasn't really that person. It's just like an act. You know, there's two different masks here. They're not genuinely being who they are. And I mean, I ain't coming. When I first seen this card, I'm like, man, this person got two different personalities. And I'm like, hold up now. I ain't going to come down on them because I'm a Gemini. So I have two different personalities. But the difference between this card and me is both personalities are 100% authentically me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may be triggered for different reasons. It may take different situations to trigger either side, but they are both authentically me. It's not me not showing my true feelings. And that's what this card is about, not showing their true feelings. So I feel like this person was showing you somebody that they're not. I just keep hearing their mask fell off. Like, their mask fell off. And like, for the ones who have already left this situation, when you finally left this situation, you're like, yo, this is not, there's no way in fucking hell this is the person I fell in love with. That had me going above and fucking beyond for. There's no fucking way. There's no way. All right. Divine Spirit, God's angels, ancestors, cosmic family of the brightest love, light, healing, prosperity, and protection. Please give me clear and accurate messages for Leo. Clear and accurate messages for my Leos. What is it that their divine spirit guides, angels, ancestors, spirit guides want them to know at this time as we close out this reading? What advice do they want to close this reading out with? Yeah, I'm just hearing if this person try to come back around, because Mercury, that retrograde made people do that. This person try to come back around, because don't get me wrong, like, some people, it's not that they love you, they love what you do for them. They love how you make them feel, but they don't actually love you. They don't love you enough to give you what you give them. You know what I'm saying? They just love you enough to allow you to make them feel a certain way. And then they may go back out into the world and realize, damn, ain't nobody ever gave me what that person gave me. And they'll want you back just off the strength of that. But it doesn't mean that that's genuine. That's a fucking opportunist. I'm hearing opportunist. Like, you may have fell in love with a fucking opportunist. They fear intimacy. They actually really don't want intimacy. They fear intimacy. But yet and still they want to be, they want somebody to make them feel a certain way, to prioritize them a certain way, and they love the way you used to do that for them. Because they may not have ever got that before. But their love for you isn't genuine. It's not, they don't love you enough to give it back. And it's like, even if they did, it just doesn't amount to what you've done for them. So overall, you end up in a situation where it's like you're getting breadcrumbed. And to you, it might even have felt like something because it was better than nothing. But just because it's something don't mean, you know, it don't mean it's good enough. It don't mean that it's up to the standards of your worth. That's what I'm hearing. Powerful message for Leo today. It's funny how spirit works, because I asked for the first time I shuffled, like, who needs to hear a message the most? But spirit knows how I am as far as how empathic I am and how much I absorb energy. I pulled for Virgo came out first, and their reading was positive as fuck. Like, there was really nothing negative that came out in Virgo's reading. So much so I forgot there was negative fucking cards in my deck. And then it just hold 160 or 360 the energy with this reading. But let's see what's going on. Let's see what your spirit guides, your ascended masters, your guardian angels, your divine ancestors want you to know to close out this reading. Did my phone finally die? Sure did. Let me not sit it back down because I don't got time for my phone to knock out that cord over there. Ooh, I got a tinkle. Let's see what's going on for my Leos. We have seer. It says, see beyond the current situation. Do I want to pull another one? Anything else, Spirit, for my Leos? Anything else you want Leo to know before I close this reading out? Yep, that one flipped out too. And that is move in a new direction. I mean, is it not clear and cut? See beyond the current situation, because rather you may be looking at this as like a really fucked up, heartbreaking situation. This situation was meant to empower you. This situation was meant to show you why and how you need to stop so easily giving your energy out to people who are not deserving of it. And then after and then after you take the time to see beyond this situation, move in a fucking new direction. Ain't nothing left there. This relationship is over. There's no second chances. Grow and transform your life. Allow this situation to trigger growth. Okay? All right. But let's get the textbook definitions of these cards. Seer, she's a me. It's me as fuck. Sorry, no. Let me shut up. I play too much. But anyway, let's see what's going on. Seer 60. All right, so it says, see beyond the current situation. Look beyond your current situation, raise your vibration, and focus on love. And the love is loving yourself, self-love. It says most indigenous peoples have a seer in the family or tribe. Seers are the intelligent and intuitive beings who serve as direct channels for information on what's occurring now and what's about to unfold. Their energy isn't about predicting your future for you, but about showing you how your intentions are creating it. A true seer will help you see that your intentions can change, therefore so can your future. The message of this card is to let the clairvoyant within you rise up so that you can see the way forward yourself with your spiritual eyes. I'm hearing to stop looking at people as people and look at them as energy. I think of sometimes, where some of us, sometimes where we get, where we fuck ourselves over is we'll let people's good qualities, like a person can really be a fucked up person, but they'll have them one or two good qualities that'll make us feel like, okay, maybe they're worth holding on to. Versus us just not looking at them like say fuck looking at them for their one or two good qualities. Look at them as just energy alone. Does this person give you a feeling of love, trustworthy, good, positive energy? I think if you do that, you'll start to realize just how many people don't deserve to be in your energy. Or just how much people are actually lowering your vibration because their energy isn't of light and beauty and love and honesty. All right, so clairvoyance isn't just about predicting the future. It's about being able to see clearly enough to create your best future. You're being encouraged by your ancestral guides and angels to see beyond what you think is happening now. Don't allow your ego or doubts to play games with you. Instead of seeing yourself as stuck or lost, know you're in energetic holding space. Know you're in a energetic holding space while the universe recalibrates a path that is more favorable for you. So yeah, versus like ending this relationship and you're feeling like stuck, you feeling lost, you feeling heartbroken, you feeling like, damn, like who else can I love? Like who will I ever love like this again? Or should I ever love like this again? Versus looking at it like that, just understand that This was meant to happen because honestly, I'm gonna just keep it real, and nobody likes to hear this. I don't even like to hear it, but yet and still, it actually helped me heal a lot. People need bad relationships. People need bad relationships because they build character. They show you what romantic relationships are set to do is to trigger certain things about yourself that you need to heal within yourself. The problem is a lot of times we leave relationships and we'll be like, well, I won't never fuck them, and they, and I know the message, the lesson that I learned from this situation is that I'll never fuck with another bitch who's like this, that, or the third. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll never fuck with another dude who's like this, that, or the third. When the reality is, yes, you should, take note of certain type of people you shouldn't deal with in the future, but then you also have to take the time to reflect, what about myself would allow me to love somebody like this? What about myself would allow me to keep overextending myself when I know it ain't like this person's mask fell off the day the person's mask fell off, you left them alone. We don't never do it like that. Once we already in love, it like people's masks don't fall off when we ain't in love with them. It always happens when you're already in love, and the universe makes sure it happens that way so you can learn the lesson. It's hard to learn a lesson for somebody that you just dating and you talking to and you don't really like them all, and you ain't really in love with them. It takes for you to be in love to learn the lessons that you need to learn. So they gonna let you fall in love with this person, and then they gonna let the trigger start happening. Because then you'll be in a situation where you'll hold on a little bit. But then when everything is said and done, you have to sit down and learn, what is it that I was supposed to learn? 3131 on the timer, those numbers may be significant to you. What is it that I was supposed to learn from this person? That is what Spirit wants you to learn. If you haven't taken the time to do that yet from this situation, for the Leos that I'm speaking to who have already left this situation, if you haven't taken the time to come to sit with yourself and try to understand why the universe sent you this person, it's time to learn that now. Because like I said, we're in a Mercury retrograde, meaning whatever lessons that we didn't learn, they'll spin the bin again. And then here's another thing too to keep in mind. All right, bet. So we come into these relationships with certain people so we can learn certain things and different things about ourselves, different things we may need to heal, whatever it may be. From this situation, what I'm already seeing from the outside looking in is, and this is, I've been here and I've been in this situation, so I know what it was supposed to teach me. And it was to teach me not to one, build up some more self-worth and self-confidence, which is why we got this card here. Focus on self-worth. So it taught me that I would needed to build up some self-worth, some self-confidence, pour some self-love back into myself. And it also taught me that I need to not so easily just give my power away to people who aren't deserving of it, who haven't even gave me the same in return. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what that is part. Now, there may be other things that this relationship was supposed to teach you, but this is just what I picked up in this reading so far, of some certain things that you could work on within yourself. But yeah, if you haven't taken the time to actually sit with yourself and say, why did the universe send me this person? What was I supposed to learn through this person? It's time for you to do that now. Because here's the thing. So 33 on the timer. Even if you say, all right, boom, I'll never deal with that person again. If you didn't learn what you were supposed to learn through that person, if you didn't take the time to work on to healing yourself, self-love, and understanding why you shouldn't just be giving your power out to people again, Spirit will send you the same demon in a different body. You'll attract the same person all over again. And you'll be in the same fucking cycle all over again. That's how the universe really works. The universe is filled with different lessons and cycles and lessons. You break a cycle by learning the lesson. If you don't learn the lesson, you will repeat the cycle, even if it ain't with the same person that you initially had the lesson with. You'll just repeat it again with somebody else. And that's the actual factual. I promise you this. The universe is so much easier to understand once you understand it. If that makes sense. But anyway, let me get back to the textbook definition. It says, don't allow your ego or doubts to play games with you. Instead of seeing yourself as stuck or lost, know you're in an energetic holding space while the universe recalibrates a path that is more favorable for you. Angels of light are upgrading your energy so your experiences can be more enjoyable. You are moving towards something extremely uplifting and enlightening. So stay calm and keep your eyes on the prize. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The next card we have is move in a different direction, Traveler. So maybe some of you may want to take a trip or something, or maybe this moving in a new direction is a mental state as well. I'm hearing this is like internally moving in a new direction and maybe externally moving in a new direction. It may be both. One or the other or both. Traveler. 82. Traveler. All right. So it says, welcome any opportunities to travel either to the outer world or to your inner worlds. The Traveler card represents the gypsy spirit within. The opportunity to move in a new direction is coming your way, and ancestral wisdom is encouraging you to welcome it with open arms. Going on a trip is an exciting process because not only do you learn about the world, you also learn about yourself. This card often comes up when you have a chance to go through a process of awakening and understand even more about the amazing qualities you have to share with the world. Often such journeys can be lonely, but this in itself can teach you that you are never really alone and your angels and ancestors are there for you. The road you are on may be the road less traveled, but this journey is going to be highly beneficial for your emotional and spiritual growth. If it isn't about covering outer distance, it's about covering distance within, and you will be evolving every single moment of it. Remember to keep things simple and to lighten your load, because that will make your journey more enjoyable. You are also being encouraged to see how far you've come and how you've really grown as a person, because this recognition will support you in going even further. And there's a good chance that along the way, you'll make new friends who will become companions for a lifetime. So there's a part in here that I want to, I was just saying this today in one of my video, in one of my story. It says, you're also being encouraged to see how far you've come and how you've really grown as a person, because this recognition will support you in going even further. This is literally exactly what I just said in my story today, which is like, sometimes it's like, so for example, you may have set out for this big goal, right? Like, I wanted to achieve this, and that. But maybe you only achieve 10% of that or 30% of that or 50% of that. But you don't really look at it as a win. And I do this so much, so I know, like, I can really relate with this. You'll be like, all right, boom. So I might have had a small win. Like, I got promoted at the place that I work at. But it's like, that's so far less than all the so many other things that I want. There's so many other things that I want to achieve that I don't even acknowledge it as a win. Because it's like, okay, yeah, I got that. But there's still all this other shit that I want too. But no, like, when you actually show gratitude for those little wins, or you congratulate yourself for those small wins, you encourage yourself to go even further. And then you allow the universe, you actually open up the energetic holding space for the universe to give you more, because they see that you're grateful for the little that you do have. Even if it isn't all that you want, you're still grateful for it. So you allow the space to receive more, or you encourage yourself to go even further, however it applies to your situation. But anyway, I think I've rambled on more than enough. Leo, this has been your reading. If it resonates, please just like, comment, and subscribe. It's just a beautiful way to energetically donate back to my channel. But until next time, peace out.